Live from the West Coast Outdoors and Sportfishing Expo at the Ventura County Fairgrounds, it's the Real Angler Podcast with community Kevin Brannon, brought to you by AFTCO Fishing Apparel and Tackle, designed to perform. Channel Islands Sport Fishing, offering deep-sea fishing on quality sport fishing charter boats, and more. Costa Sunglasses. Discover life's greatest adventures with Costa. See what's out there. Daiwa. If you want innovation and quality in your fishing products, Daiwa has what you need. And now, here's your host, community Kevin Brannon. It's our first guest, Fred Klinshaw of Fred Klinshaw Fishing.
Good morning. We're here with our friend Fred Klinshaw. You know him. He was one of the original podcast guests that we did ever. And you've seen him in an episode with us, Fishing with Fred. And he's blown up. And I remember telling him yesterday when I talked to him, I remember when he was doing the side hustle as a business to now where you're at and watching your kids grow through it, man. And I know he has to get to the stage to do a presentation, so we got about 12 minutes with him. So I won't take up any time. Just let our viewers know how far you've grown, both lakes you're at, what you're doing.
Sure, yeah. So Fred Klinshaw, FredKlinshawFishing.com. I focus at Lake Casitas, Lake Castaic, Lake Pyramid. Typically bass fishing. We do largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, and stripers at, like I said, Lake Casitas, Lake Pyramid, Lake Castaic. We have 3 boats. We fish 364 days a year. Everything's on our website. You can find the booking info, the prices, the boats we do, everything. My phone number's on there. And if you have any questions, maybe need a little advice or some help with the fishing we do, you could always contact me by going to the website. My phone number, everything's there. Instagram's Hammer of Fury, or you can just contact Kevin. He knows how to get a hold of me.
Yeah, and if you're near the old podcast, how we got the name, the Fury, named after the old gun, right?
Yeah, that was that was funny. The original, well, I've been in business 10 years, and when I first started the business, my Instagram page was originally a hunting page, and the name of my shotgun is the Hammer of Fury. So we were doing hunting pictures and talking about my shotgun and my rifles and everything else in the beginning, and then it just kind of morphed into more fishing, and then here we are now.
How's the freezer look? I know that you're a big hunter, and most of the time the food that you eat is stuff that you harvest yourself. How's the freezer looking right now?
Well, it's a lot of fish, and there's 2 deer in there.
2 deer?
Yeah, there's 2 deer. Not many birds. We didn't do a lot of bird hunting this year, but there's just a lot of fish.
Yeah. So if you're into like the way we talk about, even myself with Real Anglers Fishing Show, sometimes I took my technique, and one of the things I tell people now from learning from Fred is that make sure I listen to him too. So even if you are an experienced fisherman, but you want to try bass fishing, it's best to listen to the guide. I think we got skunked the first time, and ever since then, I make sure that a worm never swims that fast again. So I went to Casitas, even though because what I mean by that is we were trying our own methods and versus listening to the guide. And guys, put your pride aside. Grab your kids and let a professional kind of shoot you the proper instruction. And the way that he does it, it's really intimate. So you're not to be overwhelmed. Maybe a party boat or the ocean might be a lot for you. So in your small, intimate setting of 2 or 3 or 4 people, kind of like a classroom size, a smaller size you could get more of a professional's attention at one time.
Yeah, we fish 6 days a week, so we've got a pretty good pulse on the what's happening at one of the lakes we're at. And we're typically going to take you to a lake that has the best bite going on, whether it's Casitas, Pyramid, or Castaic. There's an old saying, and Kevin learned this, is you don't ever guide the guide. We're out here a lot, and we pretty much know what's going on depending on whatever guide you plan on using. And he's right. The intimate setting he was talking about is you get on the boat, all you need is your fishing license. You don't need anything else unless you want to bring something. But I have all the state-of-the-art, latest tackle, latest electronics. You bring your fishing license, maybe a drink or some food, and let's go have a good time, half day or a full day. And
I know I said bass fishing, but if you look on his page, there's crappie, there's bluegill, right? Yeah. So it's not always like just being because bassin is serious fishing sometimes, a lot of casting, retrieving, and that sort of thing. So if you want, maybe what would you fish, like night crawler or something when you do more of the bluegill?
We do whatever it takes, and it's all levels. So if you're a beginner, we'll start from the very basics, teach you how to maybe even cast or tie or whatever, and we start from there. We've taken everybody from the first time they ever caught a fish before all the way to FLW pros.
That's it right there. You get it, right? And do you have a pontoon? You got a pontoon? How many do you put on that?
Yeah, so we have 2 bass boats. They're 20-foot champion, tournament ready, state-of-the-art electronics, ready to go at all times. But if you want to bring a big group up to 7, you can find all that information on my website. And it's a super comfortable plush ride with a couch and a table. So even if you don't want to fish, you just want to take some people fishing, you can get on that and relax all day and just enjoy the scenery.
Yeah, we tell the parents when they come out to the pier day to bring their mimosas. You know what a mimosa is, you know, in case you want to enjoy something. Because it's about catching memories. It's not always about catching a monster, right? A 10-pounder, which is always great, don't get me wrong. But the fellowshipping of, you know, watching the sunrise, depending if you're fishing this morning trip or a later trip, the sunset, or the smell of the lake and the mud and all that stuff, it's about the experience. So, you know, again, just want to let people know that don't be intimidated by our sport. We know it can be intimidating. But again, the way that Fred does it is really good for first timers. But again, if you've already fished other fisheries and you maybe have a bucket list of catching a striper bass or a big largemouth, then come on out and get dialed in.
All levels, whatever you decide, or we can tune you up on a technique that you're maybe struggling on. It might not necessarily be biting that technique, but we can take you out and teach you how to use it. So when it is, you'll be completely ready to go and increase your success rate on those. And www.fredklinshawfishing.com. Hammer of Fury on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. I'm not on there hardly ever, but you can find me.
It's on the water.
Yeah, we're on the water 6 days a week. And if you have any questions, my phone number is there. You can text me, and we can help you out.
Yeah, man. Yep. Good stuff. Again, go out and catch yourself some memories. Summer trips coming up. California has such a cool background from the Channel Islands to the lakes, man. So he's at 3 different lakes. And what's your biggest bass this year? You got one?
Yeah. Well, we've got quite a few big bass. I think our biggest one, we've got a couple of 8.5 pounders this year.
8.5 pounder. Yeah. Wow. And those ones don't really come up and do all the dancing on the water. Is it just like the mouth, like more?
They can. It gets Sean Stewart with Aloha Spirit, Gray Light. He got his PB this year. Was an 8.5 pounder.
Wow. Yeah. You see, I see a lot of your posts, even though he might not be on social. A lot of people that we fish with, and these are guys again from other boats that come and fish with him. That fish on the saltwater go with him. Bubba from the Landing, so you do still get a lot of publicity. You got Dr. A right here. I see him on your boat. So you got a lot of people that also advocate for you. So you got about 2 minutes left. You got to transition from your part-time job to your full-time job. And we do a lot of career pathways. Let people know, man, anybody watching it takes time, but what's it like to do what you love doing, you know?
Yeah, so that's I love talking about that because it took me 10 years. I've been doing this 10 years, but it took a few years in the beginning of having a full-time job and dragging my boat to work and then working from the time I got off to dark every single day and every weekend to get established. And they say, you got to work really hard to achieve your goals, and that's exactly what I did. So for years, I did that. I dragged my boat to work, worked all day, and then worked till dark, and had the support of my family to do it, and got to a point where we were able to go on my own, and it was the best decision I've ever made. Now I'm busier than ever, and monetarily it's been better. The stress level's down, and I get to hang out with cool people every single day doing what I love.
I love that, man. Yeah. It is a stress level too. That's interesting you say that. Like just to let you see the ins and outs, but it's like fishing. Just keep casting, man. Chase your dream, get your repetitions. And I think you were coming from work on a trip, and I was coming from work. So I was changing out of my Orkin gear. You were changing out of what you were doing, and we went out and you took me out fishing, man. Yeah. And I know we did have a striper trip set up, but we had that rain and all the debris, so we're definitely going to get another trip. We got some funding now, so we could take care of the service part of it, man. But it's really good to see you and your son and Jake. You got to go. He's got to go. Tapping the leg.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Dr. A here at the Expo. I got to take him. He's our top speaker here at the show. Always is. Sunday. You come and see you Sunday. You're going to speak again tomorrow. If you're not here, come and see Fred. Top guide. He's our guide, my fishing guide.
Got to take him.
He's got to go. Man here. Thank you so much. You got to go.
Got to go. Thank you. Got to go. All right. Set the show off the right way with Fred Klinshaw. Thanks for the 10 minutes, brother. That's success right there. Thanks, man. Stay down, brother. Yeah.
Live from the West Coast Outdoors and Sportfishing Expo at the Ventura County Fairgrounds, it's our next guest, JJ Guerrero of Angler Wear.
Yeah, we can.
Good afternoon. It is across the afternoon hour here at the West Coast Outdoor Expo here. I'm here with JJ from Angler Wear. Been a huge supporter of our program, keeping the fly fishermen looking fly from board shorts to my jackets. I got about 3 or 4 jackets, and I always get complimented whenever I go out. I remember one time this girl was telling somebody else to quit checking out our man because I was getting so many compliments on that button up, but you got to stay fly, man, and we got to be comfortable. So JJ, talk a little bit about Angler Wear and what kind of products you guys got right now.
What's happening, guys? Jay from Angler Wear. Come check us out. Been in business since '05, so it's been a blessing. We started literally from selling out of the back trunk of a car at a local swap meet, and it's been history from there. I mean, we've gotten support from these guys, supported them, from day one, and they've honestly sent a lot of people back to us. It's crazy how we started. I'll give you guys a quick example. How we started, it was literally just this logo right here that you see. Literally, that's what we started with. Put that on the t-shirt, and from there we've been history. I mean, we've been making shorts since '06.
Show them the board shorts too.
He knows an example. It's pretty much an example of the board shorts.
And they're like casual, so not like you need to take them out to go just surfing or fishing. Like I wear them out when I'm just out and about. In Southern California, instead of wearing Dickies or khakis, something light.
Just lightweight, quick dry, water repellent, stain resistance. Got a double reinforced fire pocket. Go ahead and get blood on them.
Yep.
Don't worry about them. Get home, wash them the next day. It's gonna come right off.
And what I mean by the pocket wear, so there's pockets all the way around it, right?
Yeah, literally.
Because some board shorts, when you want to put your phone and your keys or something in there, you can't fit everything in there. Then you do have your one for the pliers, so people that work on the deck like you do. You put your pliers in there.
Put your other hooks, pretty much what you want, lures. You got back pockets as well.
Double back pockets. So you want to
pockets.
slide your wallet in there, a couple loose dollars, your gear, your phone, your keys. So convenient. And you guys are changing logo styles all the time too, right?
Pretty much, I mean, behind every history, if you see, like, for example, we have a kids t-shirt. So what inspires our logos? Pretty much is anything we've caught over the years. We go ahead and take a picture, and then we imprint that picture of the exact fish that we caught, and we bring a logo. I mean, you got anything from Dorado, you got Wahoo, you got, it could be a bass. I mean, pretty much anything that we've caught over the year, I mean, we implemented in our next year design. Like, for example, we went out to Puerto Rico. They're out there. How do you know there's fish? They don't have all this technology like we have out here that we're blessed with. Out there, they go on, there's a fly fish. And usually wherever you see the fly fish, it's right there. That's where you fish.
That's their indicators, right? You might not have you have experience, right? You got people that know the area, the local knowledge mixed in with, because when we go like surf fishing, we'll look for the sandpipers that are picking out sand crabs and stuff, So that's part of it, to kind of look like, or pelicans flying, or bait balls. Before you had electricity and electronics and all this stuff, how did you find where the fish are biting? And you could use pure indicators and local knowledge to lock it down.
These guys, every time we go out there, we have fun. I mean, like I said, we have captains out in PV, I mean, our product it's crazy how it's grown. And then, like I said, we thank the community, because if it wasn't for your feedback, we couldn't get any better. And they wear everything, and they're the ones that, send the customers and send the business. It's because of them and because of this guy why we're still in business every single year.
The Dorado shorts are the ones I usually get the most compliments on. I got the Dorado tattooed right here. I have posters in my house. The mahi is one of my favorite fish. And I got a sweater that goes with it. But the bright colors of fishermen, like it's fashionable fishing wear and comfortable. I know I got the tank tops too. I wear them to the gym. The angler wear, and it's also a conversation starter, right? When you see fishermen wearing other fishing clothes, like, oh, you fish too, right? So it's like a walking billboard for other fishermen and anglers to know, because of the designs that you guys put on your clothing that you can wear anywhere. Again, not just fishing, but when you're out fishing, be fashionable and comfortable. But it's definitely a conversation starter. Like I have the American flag one. I was just wearing like 2 days ago. I don't know. I just think it stands out, man, to piece my gear together with, like if I am wearing Dickies with your guys' tank tops and your hat, the way my style, or the board shorts, and connect them with other stuff. But again, other anglers or other people that fish see your guys' great gear, and always like you have, like, people love you. You guys have repeat customer. I'm sure that's probably majority of your guys is pretty like much, myself, right? Every year I need some new gear.
It's repeat customers, and honestly, you're not a customer to us. If you buy something for us, it's family now at that point. Why? Because you supported us. You're supporting our ideas. It's crazy. Like, it's mind blowing. I mean, since '05, man, we can't believe it. I mean, we're here every year because of you guys, and it's a hobby still for us. You know what I mean? It's hard. You don't see our product everywhere. I mean, it's not because we don't want to. It's so much supply and so much demand, and it's a two-man job. I mean, till today, since '05, it's just me
It's always you and him. As long as I've known you guys. Sometimes you guys have somebody else in there, like maybe
Luis,
a third person.
Yeah, that come and help us. But I mean, it's too much demand. And why do we keep it? Because we want to keep it exclusive to our family and our customers. I mean, and you guys talk. I mean, everybody talks around to everybody,
And in this industry, as long as I've been doing it over a decade now, you see people that I'm going to want to say come and go because, again, being an entrepreneur, chasing your dream, chasing your grind, it does come with a lot. So the ones that are still here, that aren't part of the big fishing industry brands, to stick around says something.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, we're out in, who would have known? We're out in Australia now. We have a customer that's out in Australia, and he comes and buys, and he takes to his captains out in Australia.
Sorry, hold on real quick. The other guest is lost right now. Did you answer it? Yeah, he's on the phone. Here, tell him where we're at. Yeah, he's on the phone.
So, like I said.
Hey, this is how we're doing it. We're keeping it live.
Yeah.
I got a captain trying to find it. The way we're positioned right here inside the corner, different than we were last year.
I couldn't find it, guys.
Yeah. I went to go look for him. Delphin already sent them to me. Yeah. I was able to stop by. Here's my little list right here. So one of the things that we did just talk about, with, I know all the Klinshaws. I almost called him John Klinshaw. Yeah. And Jason is his brother. But Fred Klinshaw, the ones that we just talked to just now, was talking about when he went from a full-time, because he had a job, and then he was guiding after work. So again, tell them when they made that transition again of doing what you love to do, man. Tell our viewers, because that's one of the things we like to talk about in our stories is like, what's it like, working for yourself? What's up?
I mean, it's hard, guys. I mean, literally, it just don't give up. You're always gonna have those people that are gonna, not support you. It starts with a dream. Just keep dream. Just
keep casting.
Keep casting. I mean, don't give up. I mean, if it didn't work that one year, doesn't mean it's not gonna work the next year. You know what I mean? That's why you have your customers.
Your collectors. That's what I call them, collectors. Ones that acquire stuff, your collectors.
Yeah, you could say they always implement something. Hey, you know what? You could have been this better. You know what I mean? Or our buttons are breaking after a couple of years. Why? Because of the salt water.
Yeah.
So what do? We implemented new saltwater buttons this year.
And I buy stuff because they're not. I just got to buy them I got to have about 6 or 7 pair. I need a blue pair. I got a black pair. I got the Dorado pair, right? I got the blue and black camouflage one, like that one.
Yeah.
Again, because I like to coordinate my style. So again, that's what we're trying to tell you folks. Again, not just overselling it, but Delphin, the way he meets with his manufacturers to make sure that his product is good. The Velcro,
quality inspection.
The cheap man pays twice, man. And if you're going to invest, we've all been there. And then I again, when I go out and I'm trying to fish in these other shorts, and I'm like, man, where's my pockets at? So again, Angler Man, again, one of the brands we definitely support. There's a couple other ones that we work with as well, but as long as I've been doing this, Delphin's always sent stuff to he's calling again, he's still lost. He's the captain. If he doesn't have his GPS on, he don't know how to get the boat to the harbor. But where's I going with that? Just always donated to the Real Guppy Outdoors, to our fundraisers, keep me laced up in my gear, man. The California look, because Real Anglers Fishing Show is California. Real Anglers Fishing Show, California. So to have that California feel is something you do. But like you say, you guys are going to South America, down south, and we got our next guest. We got about a minute. Anything else you want to say to the folks?
Like I said, we'll be here all weekend. Check us out. We have deals.
They just can't wait to get on the show.
This guy is the reason why we're going to be going on for many more years. Why? He's teaching all the young kids.
That's right. We lure them in with fishing for the industry, man. We might not be the biggest name brands out there as far as like that's the best guide or that's what they do, but we're the peer guys. We just get them started so everybody else they can work their way through the rest of the industry, whether it's our next guest fishing, deep sea fishing up in Santa Barbara out in the Channel Islands, or fishing with bass, dressing fly. Again, we're here for the industry itself, man, and not some people are here to make money, which is good, but we're industry ambassadors as well. So that's what we do. All right, Jay, I'll let you get back.
Thank you.
We got our next person.
So much.
Thank you. And of course, I'm going to ask for something for our fundraiser June 1st. So I'll let him talk to Delphin and hook us up with something for our fundraiser. Right. Thanks, man.
The little ones, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right, man. Thank you.
That's right.
Live from the West Coast Outdoors and Sportfishing Expo at the Ventura County Fairgrounds. It's our next guest, Captain Jason Diamond of Stardust Sport Fishing.
All right.
Kevin, I got a captain that maybe could find a fishing hole 30 miles offshore, but he can't find how to get to you.
Without his GPS.
Here he is. Come on in. I think he does the Stardust up in the Santa Barbara.
The Stardust and the Coral Sea. I'm going to ask him for a trip on the Coral Sea while he's on the boat, because that's the one.
Can you give him 15 seconds?
I'll give him about 15 minutes.
Whoa!
15 minutes. Dr. A. Dr. A put the show together with Adam Casillas and Richard Ramos. But Dr. A was a board member when I first came in. I didn't know much about the chamber, and he was my chamber big brother, and he was an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce of Ventura.
Yep.
And he was a board member when we first started, and now he's gonna hook me up. I got benefits package with the new money we got.
I got a little cavity going on right now. I'm gonna have to go hit him up.
Yeah, I got
Yes,
this. I got this coffee stain I need to get rid of for this smile. But you seen him last year. We interviewed his wife Jamie about 2 months ago. One of our best guests of the year because she's so knowledgeable from fishing, fisheries management, tourism, everything in the Channel Islands, policy. But this man right here is a legend, and man, it's great to have you again, Jason. You've been supporting me since day one.
Come down here and do this. Sorry, do this. It's awesome.
So yeah, this is your second year back. I ran into Max twice, man.
Yeah,
And
you're gonna run to Max 15 more times throughout the day too.
Every time we run into him, though, every year or 6 months, he's always like another 6. He's usually taller than me in about another couple weeks.
And covered in stickers.
Yeah.
People put stickers on him the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's
cool.
definitely an independent, little man. You know what I mean? Like, he could conversate with you directly. He's not like some kid just wondering, like, who's your parents? Like, he knows where he's going.
He is him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. So what else you got going on, man? The fish where you're at right now? You guys are getting sea bass, getting rockfish. What's going on?
We got a boat fishing sea bass every day, boat fishing lingcod and rockfish too. And I'm telling you, both are extraordinary right now. If you got a bucket list for a lingcod, now's the time. If our boat's gonna get across to Santa Rosa and stuff like that, I'm telling you, there's sea bass, lingcod, and some amazing rockfish fishing too going on right now.
So I'm going to ask him right now.
Unreal.
So you said you could, if you're a good friend of yours, you might have an extra spot.
I could.
On the Coral Sea. So look,
could have an extra
let's
spot.
Let's look at here.
Kevin.
May 13th, bro. I have nothing to do but cardio and 2 workouts. What if can I come fishing that day? Can you put me on Tuesday the 13th?
I'm sure I can.
All right, let me put that in right now.
I'm sure I can.
And again, they help us out. His wife the way they work together, right? They have a very good team, man. So like he said, you got to come and remind me. So when I was asking him for tickets to our fundraiser, he texted to his wife. The next day, she sends us the passes. So thank you again. Always supporting Real Anglers Fishing Show. One of my first episodes that we did in a series were on your boat, killing the lingcod on jigs, supporting our nonprofit.
It was devastating. It was so good. Yeah.
It's almost spoils you, right? Like, you start getting this damn expectation. And I usually get my limits of lingcod, but I remember doing this one day. Literally. Whatever you wanted, like, they were eating plastics this big.
Yeah.
They were eating jigs. And your team... I mean, have you ever seen 6 lingcod tangled up in I get it on video.
Listen, there are days and times where the ocean gets very intense and the fishing gets so hot and heavy.
But you guys handle it.
Those days, we handle it. That's our job. We handle it.
They handle, and then some of the stuff we talked about with your wife is, and this was another boat I went on recently. People sacking their own fish and making sure that they're following policy. Your guys, again, so there's these 6 lingcod, right?
We try to sack every fish.
Yeah, you gaff like the middle one so they can get the whole thing in.
Right.
And then they laid them on the deck, and then you got to go through, okay, who's using the jig?
Untangling, follow the line going this way, or recognizing this guy was using this, which does happen sometimes too,
But lingcod have all those teeth. So imagine 6 snapping lingcod at the same time. So you got jigs. You got 6 anglers trying to get the biggest one. That's mine. That's mine, right?
I get it.
You got a gaff in the middle.
You got to trace the line to everybody. You literally trace it back to everybody.
And
then you start cutting stuff and retying it for people. Yeah, absolutely.
But I've never seen a lingcod tangle. You might see like rockfish tangles, but to see a 6-fish lingcod. So again, important to that is
when you hook those larger rockfish and lingcod, they swim around. They swim all around.
Yeah.
They swim. They got tails, man. They take off. They don't just sit there and hang when they're big ones. They swim around.
And lingcod don't get the barrel trauma, so they don't blow up and float either.
No,
so they're swimming and fighting,
around.
tugging, trying to get back down to the rocks.
Yeah, they start swimming circles around. Yeah, they want to try to escape, right? Yeah.
So it's like
they don't want to get eaten.
So fishing, remember this if you're listening, is it's not a spectator sport. Sometimes it's a group effort. So if your line's going this way or going that way, one thing for sure, too, we were just talking about Fred with this about knowledge is listen to the deckhand. You're out there every day. Don't show up with grandpa's old gear from Washington trying to catch fish with beads and swivels.
You're right. Have the deckhands rig you up. That's what they're there for. They are there every day, 7 days a week. And they want you to have an amazing trip. So you come back and leave them a little tip, get your fish cleaned, all that kind of stuff, They want to help you. They're dying to help you.
And he set the bar so high, right? Again, working with this guy. So I get to go in the wheelhouse and talk to the skippers and stuff. And, they're really making sure that they're doing you proud when they get back. What would Jason do, right? What would Jesus do? What would Jason do? They want to make sure They want to make sure. They want to make
You
sure.
can't compare me to God, baby. I mean, come on. No, sir.
But I mean,
I'll still give the glory to him every
yeah,
time.
every time we
You
give glory.
understand? Yeah.
I know that was going to come out when I said it, but the point is like they're little disciples, right? We use that term a lot: discipleship, development. And your team, you promote from within. How many captains do you think you've put in the wheelhouse from a pinhead up?
Oh my gosh, so many. I bet.
That gave me chills right now. That was a good question. Man, that's good journalism.
I bet close to 100 guys.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. Maybe more over my career. I mean, God, I've been doing this for over 40 years.
And that's
you know?
not bad with
Yeah.
only a vessel. Well, you had your one vessel, and then you got the coral
then I got
seat,
the coral
right?
seat.
So that's not bad for
Also, too, I got to tell you, man, I have revamped those boats.
Oh yeah, talk about that. You said
They're
you just
like
did
new.
some stuff.
They're
Yeah.
like new. Really, we took all the fiberglass off the bottom of the coral sea and redid the whole bottom of the boat. We got new engines in there, new running gear.
Wow.
I mean, here's the deal. I need those boats. I need solid ground underneath my feet constantly. I don't need question marks. I don't want question marks ever. Both boats have no question marks in my head at the moment.
What up, Robert?
Zero. And that's how I got to be. And I need my crew to be comfortable on the boat all day without having to keep something running or whatever. I need them to focus on the fishing and the people.
And the wife?
And I think on the fishing and the people, they got to focus on that, right?
Yeah.
And of course, safety. They don't need to be distracted with anything else. That's what they need to do all day.
That's just professionalism, man. You know,
It's
you're looking
awesome.
out for everybody, and that's why you have to know somebody to get on the Coral Sea because they're so far booked out. You know, I can always jump on the Stardust, but there's bunks on there. And after you eat a mega mouth, we didn't talk about that with your wife, the mega mouth burger.
You
need a place to take a nap.
You got to
so,
take a nap. You got to
yeah.
sit on some benches and stuff, or go to the sun deck and take a nap and
Yeah.
stuff. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll birds. That's why I
Yes,
like
sir.
to just cuddle up for about an hour. But again, you're comfortable. The fish are biting most of the time. You know, you can't make them bite,
I'm
but
gonna
you're in
tell
a pretty,
you,
you're
we
pretty
catch a
good
lot
area.
of fish almost every single day, 7 days a week. No
And-
matter what we do, we're catching a lot of fish every day.
And they live in, like you said, they could run to Santa Rosa where you get your the fishery where we live at in the Channel Islands, where you can catch rockfish, sheephead, white sea bass, halibut. You gotta besides the sea bass, that's like an Alaskan trip in your backyard, right?
Yeah,
People that want to go
I'm
catch
gonna
big
tell you
cod
right
and
now,
lake
though,
cod.
that lane cod bite on the Stardust is next level right now, too. They're getting like 20, 30 fish a day almost every single day.
And if you're a jig fisherman,
That's a bucket list fish for a lot of people, you know?
and they taste really good. They have an oily meat.
Are you kidding? They're incredible.
I think it might rival my
I'm
halibut
going to tell you,
craving.
the Channel Islands area, the whole Channel, we're known for catching a lot of good eating fish.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yep.
I mean, you leave almost, I don't care what boat you're on, you usually leave with a nice little bag of fish, right?
And I tell people, I start to sound like Bubba Gump. Like you could fry them, you could eat them. I made a big old thing of
listen, that fish,
ceviche.
you can't screw that stuff up. You can cook about any way you want. It's going to be all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do a pesto link cod is
Yes,
one of my
sir.
favorite because they're fillet illegal. On a 22-inch fish, you're getting about a 15-inch fillet. I like mine filleted. I don't do guts and gills or none of that. You know what I had the other day? Somebody caught like a 30-pound ling cod on our boat.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm still cooking on the Gentleman.
Sure,
I
sure.
took the cheek. You ever eat the cheeks out
I've
of
never eaten cheek meat. No.
Oh my God, it was cheeky,
I'm gonna
bro.
be honest, man. I'm not that in depth with eating fish. You know my favorite fish is in the whole ocean to eat? A chili pepper rockfish.
Oh, those are fantastic.
Those nice little 12, 14-inch chili peppers. Beautiful. Oh, my God. So if you're a fisherman that catches a lot of rockfish all the time, you're not, okay, I don't really eat a lot of rockfish, but if you come across some chili peppers someday, those are next level eating.
I try to talk
They're
passengers
next
out of them.
level.
I'm like, they're terrible. You don't want to keep those. I see chili pepper. I'll start trading rockfish for and when I remember when I worked on the Genie, we would fish these spots. So this is when we had our 10 fish,
Sure.
10 canyon.
I remember.
And they would eat every hook up, right?
Yeah,
so we were able to leave fishing out here.
They climb. Yeah, when we could use a lot of hooks back then, you
Yep.
could get. I made a canyon one time when I was a kid. I was commercial fishing with a friend of mine. There were chilies biting. I made a 50-hook canyon and caught 49 chili peppers on it.
Nonstop. And these are again, you're saying those are
This was
14, 17 inch.
This was a lifetime ago, not now,
Okay.
but this was a lifetime ago.
Yep.
And it was, dude, the top one fell off. I had 50 on there.
There's and the way when that's what I learned to fillet fish on when I started because they taught me how to
Yeah.
cut fish on the Genie.
Chilies are
are
great
easy
fish to
one
learn
the way
on.
that it's the way
they're
it's
nice and smooth.
Yeah.
They're not real spiny. Yeah, they're real smooth.
you
Yeah.
just lay the blade on the backbone and just.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So that's why I started eating a lot of
Yep.
chilies because that's why I learned how to fillet on the Genie, man.
Yes, with Max.
Yep. Well, Mac.
Remember Mac?
Yeah.
Yep.
OG stuff. And the Genie was cool because it was just you get on a boat with your cooler.
That was
some
a
beer.
boat.
Yeah,
That's
it was
all
just,
it was.
just a barge.
It was a boat. Just a boat. That's all it was, just a boat. Put 10 guys on it, go fishing.
I think we had a coffee pod and a Pepsi. That was all we had.
Yep, that's all you had. Yep, I remember Mac like it was yesterday. He was a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a
legend, man.
He was a little crotchety, too, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, I think it passed away. I think his wife had it for a little while longer before they finally chopped it up and got rid of it. But I think she took over. Legendary stuff. And I remember one of them is the smell of the genie. He didn't put again, it was just a boat, like you said. It was just a boat. The smell of salt water and drenched wood in a galley has an odor it's so nostalgic, though. There's a smell of that the genie had.
That boat was all boat. It was all sport boat. It was just a neat little sport fishing boat, you know?
Yeah, so all you guys that need all the luxuries.
As old school as you get right there. Yeah.
And I think we had enough room for the captain to sit by himself with the wheelhouse to look out.
That wheelhouse was a wheel out house. It was so tiny, right?
Yeah, you couldn't put 2 crew members in there.
There's no way. That guy could barely fit in there. I remember Mac trying to crawl in there sometimes. He's old, you know? Yeah.
Let me give you a quick update. We got about 2 minutes left.
Sure.
I did take your, once again, Jamie got us into Carpenter Middle School, man, and it's one of the best things I do.
That awesome?
We put some of the videos.
Listen, the principal is a very good friend of ours, and the vice principal and a few other teachers there. I'm going to tell you right now, they have nothing but great things to say.
You're going to make me cry, man. Really?
It is awesome.
Yeah.
They make a point because they know I fish, you know, and my family does, so they make a point to tell me how great this is.
Yeah. Miss Medina, after school, she's trying to get us to stick around a little longer. Told her to talk to Jamie, see if we could do it again. But we took your advice from last year on what to use for bait. We've already caught like 13 perch this year.
Isn't that awesome?
And the kids are using plastics. Yeah. It wasn't just like last year we had a few. We have 12 kids about normal. We have a couple kids that like to dig up the bait that do fish. They're using plastics, and we made a couple episodes.
I'm going to give you my little recipe on sand crab fishing.
Is it the soft ones?
For perch?
What is it now?
You can't find soft ones? No. Just crush it, then put it on your hook.
Really?
It's like night and day. Like night and day. Crush your sand crab, put it on the hook. I guarantee you it will work a little better than the whole one.
We're going to try it.
So here's my little son and I, we figured that out one day.
Max.
There were corbeena everywhere. We couldn't get a bite. I'm like, let's just break one of these up, see what happens. First cast got one.
Little gusher, little eggs and the guts come out. Maybe that's something.
I watched one seek that thing out and eat it, and it was literally 5 feet from him. And he went over there and ate that sucker. And we caught a bunch more that day and perch with it.
So
it was pretty stinking cool, yeah.
See, learning from the best between him and Fred. Sometimes I know it all because I work on boats and try to apply. I used to. One of the things myself being developed is listen to the experts too that are other experts. Because we were talking about with Fred when I didn't listen to him on his boat, trying to drag the worm too fast, we got skunked, to listening to him because we take our philosophy out on the boat, kind of like what I say about if using Grandpa's old gear from Alaska. Might not really work to listen to the guide. Last year when he tried to school me, I was ready to defend. But I just said, Kevin, you know who you're talking to? And it worked this year, man. So sometimes there's this term called active listening that we learned about in our marketing meeting. And that's something that I've learned to listen to. Again, if you're discipling 50 captains and you're going to give me some of your history and some of your knowledge, again, you might not be able to find his way to our booth, but when it comes to finding fish, that's you, my friend. That's you, my friend. Anything else you want to say?
No, just, hey, come on down to the show.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it. Santa Barbara Sport Fishing, Sea Landing.
Also, this is an excellent year for fishing. I'm actually catching maybe.
Yeah, for catching. This is a great year for catching.
I don't care where you're at, up and down the coast here right now. It's good. So get out and go fishing, honestly. Don't care if you go with us. Don't care if you go with anybody else. Just go fishing. Here, Big Willie's probably lost now, too. Got to hand it out to Scotty. What up? So that way he could find our guests. You're in a different spot this year. Yeah. They let us on the inside. Bro, you're like the Easter bunny. It's like an Easter egg hunt to find you this year. But it's worth it. No, it's definitely worth it. But you're the golden egg. It's always worth it. Love you, man. Thank you. I got it on my date. I'll be out there next Tuesday. Okay, thanks. Thanks, man, so much. I love you. Give me a hug. You got to remind me, too. Yeah, I will. Thanks, man. And remind him. It's on fire in here, folks. All right, we got to go find Big Willie real quick. We'll be right back.
Live from the West Coast Outdoors and Sport Fishing Expo at the Ventura County Fairgrounds, it's our next guest, Big Willie Mays of Amaysing Bait and Tackle.
Looks like we're already recording.
Oh, are we?
I had to get a little piece of candy and some water. I got coffee breath right now. I'm surviving off coffee and 2 protein bars so far.
Yeah, I've been up all day.
And then we got to find our guests. We're on this crazy end corner right here. Last year we were outside. Half of our guests were guests last year, so they're going to the outside.
Yeah, we're going outside looking to see what's going on.
But we got Big Willie right here. You see him out there. Amazing baits, attractants. Yeah. New episode is out from Fin and Feather. That we went out and do some fishing. What up, Scott? This is Scotty right here, one of our guys. And the new episode, what do you think of that new episode, man?
New episode's great, especially the editing. And then we had the one camera gentleman who didn't know anything about it.
Thomas?
And he was hoping for anything. And Thomas stole the show. So
Yeah,
Thomas
he did.
stole the show. And
he said he ate the fish too. His dad was so proud of him that he brought home dinner.
Oh,
They're
is
able
that
to cook the fish. They're English, so they like to eat fish.
that's the gift that keeps on giving. Now he's got the knowledge. Then he brought home the fish. His dad's proud of him.
You brought up the editing part, right? So me and him, the first couple of episodes, because what we had to come to an agreement on is we're street tacos. Let me explain this real quick, okay? We're good. We're really good. People line up for our top, but we don't have everything that a restaurant has. So we didn't have like some of the shoots like we did in San Francisco, where the audio killed us, and we were able to hide from the wind because we got to hide in that little bunker. But when he was trying to edit the film, he's really trying to make us the best we can be. But right now that we don't have all the tools that we need, like a big kitchen. So we've come together, man, in his editing style. I think he's on episode 5. So see him kind of put together our model. What up, fellas? The brand that we want, adding some B-roll to it, the coverage, the cinematic. You can see it in this episode, so I'm glad you brought that up.
And all of that is good. And I'm just barely in it, but I do a few videos. But I mean, the stuff he's doing, is the same stuff I see on TV.
But I think you're doing what we want our show to be about. You guided us. You caught the first fish, right? And then the fish didn't bite for about 2 hours.
Right.
You tried all kinds of different baits, except for Kev. I didn't go to the little mouse tail.
Yeah.
I should have listened. I did try it, but you did what we highlight, right?
Right.
You can't rig the excitement on him. You see him throwing his little thumbs up. You can't rig
especially
the excitement.
in the video when I got to see all of his expressions.
Yeah.
When I was standing next to him and I couldn't look back at him, and then I see him, with the thumbs up, and how happy he was.
Right.
I don't know. I think he got 3 or 4 fish. 4. Yeah. So.
And he lost a big one.
Yeah, he lost a hog.
Yeah, he lost the big one. It's funny. He told me it's the lake record, too. It was the biggest, make him feel even worse. But that was the part about the show, man, is that we really highlighted your setup. We highlighted the area. That's why it's called Real Anglers Fishing Show, because that's what we wanted to showcase, man. And then we did the one before. We were in saltwater fishing sturgeon. So everything that we're doing right now is all California-based shows. Excellent. And this year, we're able to do shows that we've talked about doing. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Yep. We were going to film yesterday for some crappie fishing, but we couldn't get on the dock. But you said you're going to surf fish today. Did you get a chance to surf fish?
Yeah, we went out this morning with Madame Lures, a few other people, a few small perch. I was throwing all big baits, looking for halibut, and throwing the Bama rigs, hoping for something around the rocks. So thank you so much.
Scotty's the man, bro. He's answering phone calls. He's keeping people moving. That's why I love Scotty,
people working around as you guys can't see it, though.
Scotty, can you get a third microphone ever, man? Can you pair these up beside shifts, too?
We're good to go now.
So, yeah, man, you were on the show last year. You're on the show this year. What do you think about the show so far? Not just the show here, but what do you think about the expo so far?
I mean, the expo is great. I've been with you since whenever. Mm-hmm. Like, the stuff you do for the kids. I mean, if you guys are in the Ventura County area and you've seen some of this gentleman's work, I don't know anyone who touches people's hearts in this kind of matter. Some of the stuff that we do is regular. This is an extra added activity that people go to college. They become engineers. They can become artists. The fishing industry is $1 trillion industry that Kevin has opened it up to every mines with those little guppies. We don't know where they're going to go. You guys donate to them. They got boats, whatever they need. You guys got plenty of money in this city, and this is the only organization like this. There's plenty soccer. There's plenty football. We forgot about something that's actually working the mind of all individuals. You don't have to be special. You don't have to be tall. You don't have to be small. You don't have to be fast. All you have to do is want to go. You guys pick up with the kids, bring them down to every event, load this guy up till we have to hire more people to make this bigger. This is something he's been telling me about for years, and I've been watching it grow, and now it's on TV.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, he's getting an award. Every time. So you guys in Ventura, please go out to this. They just got a new boat. I don't even know someone that's got a boat that they're out there actually catching the species. He's showing them what they eat, where they live, how to operate the boat safely.
Yep. Yeah, we take the training wheels off, man. It doesn't matter what age group you are. that's one of the things that when I was used to be in like scouts and coaching baseball and I did my research and development, I didn't know I was doing, is really developing them,
Yeah.
Why are you too young to drive? If you give you confidence and show you how to do it properly and teach you all the aspects, why can't you give it a try, right?
Emergency can happen on the water. I've been capsized.
Oh, yeah, I remember
everything.
that's one part we didn't get. I know he wanted to add to the video, but you only got 21 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
He told us about this story. Give a quick little one if you got a minute. He was capsized and had to be saved in the Channel Islands.
Right. So blessings to the Coast Guard. So if you guys donate to the Coast Guard. If you got dang fish, I don't care about anything else. They are going to drive out and get you. So you can donate to anything, but donate to the people that's going to drive out and save you. We went out, brand new skipjack. We got hit by a rogue 15-foot wave in between the islands, about 15 miles, 12 miles off the coast. So we were 3 miles to the island, and we were hit by a rogue wave. I still do not know the name of the boat who saved us or even the people, but it was a sightseeing boat. They took everyone to the island.
Hey, what up? How are you?
Rip was blowing 6 miles.
Doing a podcast
so,
right now.
We had to swim into the boat to the island. It was crazy.
Our booth is right down this way.
That's what you guys want to do.
Thank you.
Things that save you. I see a lot of things to donate to, and the Coast Guard and some of their foundations and stuff, because that's your last call.
2 places you don't want to hear the word oops. The operating table in the ocean.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the story he told us, maybe we'll have a version 2, because I know he wanted to add more story to it. Maybe we'll see that in a bonus clip. But he really gets in depth about how they're on the top of the boat and what happens in being capsized. But so what do you got here? What's your setup? I bought a halibut rig from you yesterday.
Halibut rigs, we got those. So today we're showing the Alabama rig, and great. We have the umbrella rig, Alabama rig. This will catch multiple fish. In California, you can use 3 hooks. So this is a calico killer. Or if you're fishing freshwater for largemouth, put these on. We're going to impregnate them with our XXX blood scent, slow roll them, and tear them up. If you just want to fish the surf, weedless, and you're going to pull halibut right to the school of fish, especially during the green run. Get that out there and then slow roll it, weedless hooks, and you're going to catch big fish. Anytime I'm going on a calico trip or anywhere around the kelp, I'd have got this with me just to throw out. It's just fun to catch 4 or 5 at one time.
You see him in his booth. I walked by yesterday with his halibut rig that we got with one of them, and he's just like a kid, man. And they're playing with all this little inventions, little tinkering. And again, if you heard the story of him on our podcast, and again, we might have to put together like a bonus clip, because you do talk about too what got you into your engineering background and stuff, right? And working with that to utilize plastics and what to do with all the plastics and what makes them bite. So you definitely put a lot of time into your profession. And so to watch you work with the things that you create and invent.
Thank you.
Yeah. And tell them about your tackle shop and what you're doing out there in the Palmdale.
And we're right in Palmdale, Lancaster. We're on 10th Street West. You can always contact us on our 24-hour bait hotline, 661-949-6100.
And it was going off when we were fishing. It has a little duck thing, whack, whack.
And we will answer. You can FaceTime me. We'll solve your problems or help you stop wishing and get to fishing.
I think he was selling worms or something. They're asking about worm types, and you were talking in the video in the background about people calling about worms. And he stopped fishing, answered his phone, and gave him the tidbits, and then got right back into fishing, man. He's like us with the industry as far as just knowledge, man, not about big game. Were you out fishing some big old catfish somewhere recently?
We sure did. We were at our ranch. We just got the new ranch open in Rogersville, Tennessee. So we'll be hosting fit trips next year.
I thought that was somewhere. I didn't think it was right here. So
and
Tennessee?
It's in Tennessee on the Holston River. And we're doing 3-day trips, all exclusive. And we're fishing trophies. The gentleman that went with us on the first day, he was talking about 10-pounders. He caught a 30-pounder, a 40-pounder, a 42, and a 44.
What do you fish for those with? Do you use like little kittens or something to catch a fish that big? What do you guys fish with the Tennessee?
There,
can you give us the?
We're fishing 100-pound tests, 12-foot or ocean setups, the same thing I got here, and we're fishing live bait, big bluegill, big as your hand, 11-odd, 12-odd hook is great.
Dang.
No
that's
circle
about the size.
hooks.
That's almost the size of the shark hooks we were using on our shark fishing 17
knots.
knots.
That's the same thing you need in some of these big fish. They are extraordinary. We're fishing them off the shore. So we're using our attractive in a river system because some people think to attract them only works in a certain way and in a river that it will just flow down. But it's actually putting a target out for that fish to follow and come to. And as I showed the gentleman that was there, because he was thinking we were going to be up all night, and all his big fish he caught at 10 o'clock in the afternoon.
And so it's almost like maybe if I'm the way I'm visualizing it in my head, it's almost like bringing sharks to the boat, right? You got to chum up the water, get them in there, and then they'll follow the center where it gets from. When you're chumming them up, they're not like, oh, if you chum here, they're going to look for the sharks over there because the current's going to take it. No, they're going to come to the source.
They're going to come right there.
Man, boy, you're a wizard.
Yep.
He's
and
a
we
wizard.
do it every year, and we caught fish up to 87 pounds right there off the shore.
Speaking of every year, I don't think you've aged, man.
No, man, I'm always getting older.
Black don't crack, bro. I
got to work out.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Total Body Fitness, man. I'm always there, and I see my man in there. So when I see him going hard, I got to get it in before I fish. Always stay healthy. So we do all that, and we want you to be educated.
Look at him always smiling. Really,
I've
never seen him frown.
Like
he just
so
stayed.
Before I was upset, but now I'm always happy. So fishing, that's what I want to do.
Give them a quick. Everybody that's coming here has kind of talked about doing their passion and loving what they do. Leave a little minute or so of what the enjoyment is that you really get out of doing all this too, man. That keeps you smiling and keeps you happy.
And the main thing is the feedback from the people. We're actually feeding people knowledge and actually nourishment. And it's something that you have to teach them, and you couldn't just sell this at a store. You actually have to be there one-on-one with them. They're seeing the different things you're doing, and they're learning from you, and they actually want you to show them or talk to you or buy your product, and the things have to work. So we stand behind everything, and we just have continual customers that come back to us. We're a tiny industry. We have 3 employees, and we make the world's strongest fishing attractant. Any fish, any water, XXX blood.
He out there deboing the fish strong. That's cool, man. So you heard the theme so far, man. It's about people that just love this industry, from Jason to Fred to Jay that was just here, that just love what they get to do. And again, helping people catch those smiles, repeat customer. Fishing industry is definitely a niche business, and you got to love what you do and do what you love, man. And this is one of those industries that always give back. Want to see people, like you said at the beginning, watching Thomas, just as exciting. I didn't catch one, he caught one, but our camera guy was able to experience catching 4. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But again, I'm just as happy that, because we don't have a benefits package for Thomas yet, with the benefit of him catching fish and learning, man.
That was the best thing.
That was the best thing.
And yeah.
All right, man.
He was new at it, so that was the best thing.
Brother,
anytime.
Appreciate you, sir.
Tear it up, donate to the little guppies.
Real guppies, R-E-E, real guppies.
Real guppies, sorry about that. But there's a bunch of little kids there, so that's why I always call them the little guppies. But Real Guppies is realguppies.com.
Real Guppy Outdoors.
Real Guppies Outdoor. Get on there, guys. Shoot them a couple dollars, a little change, and see some things change in the Ventura area with some of the kids. So it's a good chance. I mean, if I had more kids, I'm going to bring them over here.
Yeah. And there's a kid in all of us. So if you never got to fishing when you were a kid, experience fishing, and you want to get out again, you got guys like Willie, Fred, Jason, that they have these knowledgeable crews and products that help you get out. So don't be intimidated by our sport. There's a kid in all of us. Get out there and catch you some memories. All right, Willie, let's get back to your booth, man.
See you later, brother.
Always, man.
Yep,
Thank
make
you.
a trillion. All right, guys, we are gone from the Real Fishing Show. And hi to everybody. We're still here, chilling.
Thanks for tuning in. I know you got a couple phone calls that came through while I was watching you.
Yeah, they're just bumping up, so everybody's online. And like I said, donate to Kevin and help out the kids. You know, we always are doing that. But if you take a look at the things they're doing, every week they're doing something different. I got to get out of here. I'm on a time limit. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Real Guppy Outdoors. Check it out. Thanks, Willie.
Right. Live from the West Coast Outdoors and Sportfishing Expo at the Ventura County Fairgrounds, it's our next guest, Brian Barber of Mission Fish USA.
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon.
Remember those days?
Oh, what days? Well, tell us about what days.
The days that we were in the building in with the film
studio, Santa Paula.
Yeah, Santa Paula. Yeah. In that magic shop.
Yep. Now we got our own stuff, and now we go on the road now. You've been with us from the beginning, so you know Brian Barber here. Right here. Is it too low? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Got to get my microphone right. But I'm here with Brian Barber, Mission Fish, man, doing a tremendous job out here. Again, another one that's been in the industry now for a while, that started out of the trunk of his car, taking a veterans out. So as many he's taken out, and now you see him on commercials and throwing out pitches and football running patterns with the Rams or something. Anyway, Brian Barber with Mission Fish, a.k.a. G-Lutes and Boots and Glutes. And Brian Barber, man, welcome to the show once again, man. Good to see you.
Appreciate you, brother. Since day one.
Day one.
Since day one, man.
When he said, do I even start a nonprofit? I said, get your
blood
that.
in there. You remember all of that.
2 points, Kobe.
Right.
Yeah. Out the back of Scotty's neck. Didn't even, yeah. You got to throw a basket.
Neck board.
Yeah.
No backboard. We got neck boards.
Yeah, and again, that's a good thing to start this with because Brian, again, if you're listening, we talk to our entrepreneurs and our dreamers out there, man. Don't be discouraged of what you don't have when you want to get started, you know? Like Brian did. He was a little nervous, you know, and is still learning on the go. Everything on how to get a salary as a director and what it takes in nonprofit, stuff like that. But, you know, he was a little concerned about getting started. And I said, hey, this is what we were like both standing on an airplane tandem. I said, Brian, on the count of 3, we're going to jump out of this airplane together. And he said, okay, Kev. And I said, 1. I just pushed him. I didn't even let him count to 3 and pull himself back in. And he's been soaring ever since, man.
Ever since. And that was the first day on the Cobra. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was yesterday.
I seen Chris here today.
Yeah, it was funny because he just got off the gentleman, just filmed over there. Then he came to the Cobra. Like, what are you doing here? We're doing another video. I'm like, what the hell? That was the conversation began then.
That was the one I wanted to do to show an all-day trip. You could ride a Channel Island sport fishing. Uh-oh, we got Wainimi boys in the house. Now it's a party. What up? What up? We're on the podcast. Yeah, film it. Watch. Hey, that's $2 you just spilled. Right? Party foul.
Right, $4.
Party foul. Good to see you, brother. No, I do not. I do not, sir. But, yeah, it's fine right there. Leave it. Anyway, so back to the topic about what we were doing. This is real rare. We're on Radio Row in the middle of the expo. You know what I mean? We brought the show on the road. So if you spill beer, you stop. I got to shake hands and give daps. That's Community Kevin in your face for you. But I wanted to show that you can leave in the morning, catch fish, and then jump on a lobster trip or crab that day. We use local music from Dirty Rice to show the local. That was like a vision of my show, man, is always to have segmented segues.
It was almost like keeping it always homegrown. You know what I mean? Like everything was homegrown. There was nothing. We haven't gone out far from. Everything was based here, kept here. We expanded our reach, but everything was based and started right here.
Right here, man. Again, like we say, all roads lead to Port Wainimi, man. And we live on the ends of the earth. We live on the edge of the Pacific Ocean with the channel lines. I know what Brian, when he was doing it, you know, he wanted to catch big game fish like yellows. But I remember one of the guys, Felipe, we always talk about him on this part. He took a whooping. But Brian was trying to get him these big monster fish. But I think he knows now, like bringing them, that they just love being that camaraderie that you bring with your organization, right? You don't have brainwashed anglers that only want to catch monsters. You have folks that haven't been spoiled and just love being out there and experiencing what we just talked about.
Correct. That experience is what it's about. Is being able to fish, interact, share, and heal on the boat together.
Yeah, tell them, I'm sorry, so Mission Fish. Explain what Mission Fish is, man.
Mission Fish is a 501c3 nonprofit based out of Ventura County here. Started it as a way for me to deal with my PTSD, anxiety, depression. Mission Fish stands for Fishing, Interacting, Sharing, and Healing. And I owe a lot to this guy here because, like I said, I had no clue where to begin, what to do, and I saw what he was doing, and the conversation started on the Cobra, and to this day, nothing but inspiration here. So,
yeah, man. And sometimes I still got to help Brian. I think, listen, nonprofit, nobody knows until you get in it. You know, when you know how to pay for everything, and you got to raise funds, and you need staffing, like, don't think because you run a nonprofit, you shouldn't have a couple staff members,
right?
An executive director. You can't do everything with just volunteers and people that might not show up, right?
Right.
And so watching him continue to grow, and he'll call me for information about going to that next level of doing. I'm always encouraging him to shoot shoot high.
Yep. Shoot for the moon, man. Shoot for the moon.
What did you fish at this year?
We had our first trip on the Victory out of Long Beach Sportfishing. We took 17 from LA Trade Tech, trying to take note of what you're doing as far as getting into schools. So we're working with a lot of the colleges that have veteran programs. So we're getting those veterans out on the water.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm taking notes, man.
It's not just veterans. You know, in today's world, they go on like Anthony, right? He's a veteran, but he's only 23.
Right.
He went right out of high school.
Yeah, he did.
So you don't.
He started from you. Oh, yeah. Now he's graduating from my program.
Yeah, exactly. But that's discipleship, right? Hey, how you doing, man? What up? I can answer your call because we're doing the podcast. It's all good. Our booth is right towards the end of this aisle right here if you want to. So this is Lorianne Hennessy. She's a board member. She's our new secretary. This is Brian Barber of Mission Fish.
How's it going, man?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you met Scott. You want to come around and say hi, or can you fit back here? Lorianne Hennessy. You volunteering?
I'm volunteering.
And what are you going to be at? You going to be at the fishing booth?
No, I'm up front at the tickets.
Cool.
I'm your welcomer.
If you want to wear a guppy hat to ILAT, we'll give you a hat from our booth, okay?
Yeah, or a pink Mission Fish
If
hat.
it gets hot. We love you. Love you. Give me a hug. Bye. I'll see you. Thank you. So yeah, see, it's all community out here. It's what we do, man. Yeah, like where are we at? As far veterans that are 22, 23 years old, you're used to seeing like Vietnam guys, thank you for your vet. They're younger veterans too. That need that same kind of healing, not to be a 60-year-old World War II veteran or a Vietnam veteran, but veterans that have been through some other conflicts, that have been through the service. Especially right now, it seems like a lot of kids are going out of high school into the service. Man, my son, Kevin Jr.'s friends, like 3 of them went through Army, Navy, and Marines. Or they're in it right now, right? But they enlisted, I guess.
Right. But the thing about it, that's what signifies or separates us from the rest of the trips that we do is our trips. There's no certain era. There's no age. There's no military only. It's first responders, the school star families, it's active duty service members. Because I know there's going to be that day when, just like your nephew, how he went in, but the transition of getting out. So I haven't talked to the guys that got out in 92. I haven't talked to the guys that got out in 82 because of the transition is so different now. Back then, like the Vietnam era guys, when they got out, man, they were just crapped on 100%.
They were crapped.
So now these young guys, they know nothing about that. So if the Vietnam veteran guys are on my trip and they're talking to some of these younger cats, let them know like, hey, there was this kind of a struggle and I made it. So let them know that they can do it.
And drugs too, man. People came back strung out too, man. The Hayron was waiting for them.
Everything.
So if you ever watched the movie, and my mom was so hip. She would talk about that, right? How the soldiers were treated when they came back. My mom lived through the civil rights movement. She had black babies. My mom was out there in the mix, Yep. But she'll talk about it. So if you watch that movie, Dead Presidents,
yes, sir,
and he gets busted robbing, I'm not saying he should be robbed, but he tried to get work. And he couldn't keep a job. He was a butcher. So he said, look, I'm going to get this money. They're not taking care of us now. And when he went to court, the guy said, I was in World War II. I was in a real war. Like they wouldn't even consider Vietnam a war. They considered it a conflict. I don't know if that was a way for the government to get out of giving him the benefits that World War II. You had a lot more different diversities. It wasn't mostly Caucasians fighting in that war. You had more Hispanics, more blacks. It was a draft. It was a little different than World War I and World War II to come back to America from.
Right.
So to have you having those disciples of those men and females that were served, in the way you keep them together engaged, I think is very important too, man. The different generationals have them meet versus just the elderly in this part. You got them in there because they're all from the same, discipleship. They're all from the same code.
They've all been there, but it's just like I said, the whole return response was completely different for even me when I got out.
That's so cool, man.
When I got out, it was completely different. It was completely different when I got out compared to when my uncles got out. It was like, you didn't get this, like, nah. And what's even better now is a lot of those veterans that didn't get those benefits, those Vietnam veterans, they get the benefits. We're talking to some of the newer ones, and they're kind of pushing them to go get those benefits now. So they're getting that 100%. They're getting that. So I can get paid. Yes, you can get paid. Well, I didn't think they were going to do that because I'm like, wow. There's no
so you guys offer a lot more resources.
Yeah,
I remember.
I have veterans that have Vietnam veterans that are barely getting 100%. And that's crazy. It's like you've been out for almost 30 years and you're barely getting that? Like,
well, that was one of the things at your event you did at the Harbor. After you did the Anacapa 100, you put together like a little village of people to come in and find out about these resources. You were bringing people together. It wasn't just fishing. Like you say, we lure them in with fishing and brainwash them, take over the world. Brian lures them in with fishing to kind of cope and get the resources that they need versus being isolated in a way. He brings all those resources. And that's amazing, bro. To go from just barbecuing with the Lions Club to having a full-blown little city full of little village full of resources for your vets. That's a big stretch, man.
It is. It's about,
Warren's in the house.
It's about resources, man. The other day, it's about resources.
What up? You know Brian Barber, Mission Fish. They take the veterans out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
thank you.
He's up.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's a big old hug fest right here. We got prime real estate. Last year they kept us outside talking on the corner. Now they got let us in the building, so we get to engage with everybody.
You're making steps, huh?
Yeah, man. We're in the building now. You just don't let us want. No, I'm just playing. I say that about some of the stuff in the industry. Is like, we'll let them in, but don't let them out of the living room yet. But we taking over rooms, man, and that's part of, again, being an entrepreneur, being a visionary, being a creator, starting from scratch in the industry that's been around forever. Is we do have to navigate through it and still be sustainable. How many years you been doing this now?
10 years, man.
Hit the decade.
Hit it.
Again, if you stayed in business for a decade, and again, Brian, I remember
that 5-year stretch. They go, if you can make it past 5 years. I think me and you talked about that.
So because there was a guy named Bill Poole that did the boats down in San Diego. And he said that if you had a great idea, come back and see me in 5 years. Because when you're on top, everybody come to you with an idea, right? Especially a nonprofit. I got an idea. Okay, well, come back in 5 years and you spearhead it. But I remember when I came in the industry, I got this new TV show. I got this idea. And like, yes, you've heard that, kid. And I kind of took it as a slap at first because I'm a defensive kid from the get-go with low self-esteem. So I'm trying to claw and fight my way. But again, after that 5 years, man, people see you around. So again, that's kind of our business thing. If you're in business and you're in that transitional spot, man, stick around.
Yep.
Don't give up. And your great idea, people come back and then be like, man, and like you're me and Brian and some other guys that say, hey, remember back when?
Yep.
And here we are, we stuck it out and we're cool alliances together, but also going out to help other people, bringing them in. Maybe the way we didn't have that same support coming in.
I know I didn't. I only had you, man. I only had you from the jump. You remember that from day one.
Maybe that's all you need.
That's all I need.
That and Jesus.
That's all that keeps me going.
You talking to Jesus, man? You spend more time with the Lord?
You know me, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
We're trying to. We talked about that too.
Yeah, man. Making sure, man. And men, man, we got to chop it up like that. You know, we have a little men's group. And it's not a Bible. It's Bible. We read the Bible, but like last week, we just talked about topics. We flipped around. We didn't go into a scripture, but there's something about, again, that camaraderie, man, of trying to be righteous men, act like we don't have feelings and emotions, right? And how do we stay strong and bond together, man? I think right now in this era, too, that's why those older men, your veterans talking to the younger ones, when you're on a trip with Brian, they're not all fishing, man. They're not out there, again, just to fish. You could just really see that. A lot of it's
conversation, man. A lot of it's conversation from the beginning, by the time before we even get on the boat, so after they're
I think, I think by check-in, bro, by the time I get, because I filmed 3 of them, I think, for you, right?
Yeah.
So by the time, because I'm filming the check-in and what it is, they're already from the get-go. There's just when you serve with love, remember it rained?
Yeah.
And right before we left.
Remember that? We were like, oh my God, this is horrible.
It's raining.
I was scared as hell.
That was your first one too, right? That's when we had everybody out there.
Yeah, that was our first big operation.
Right. Everybody was out to help out. I mean, like everybody was showing,
yeah. And we were like, what the hell is raining? And I was like, oh, it's going to suck.
Selling ponchos.
And what happened?
It stopped.
As soon as we broke the harbor, what happened? Beautiful.
That was
it,
man.
What the hell? But I just took it for what it was. Didn't question it. I left it alone.
You got any thing coming up? You need to promote? Oh, Ceviche Chow Down. So I'm trying to trade him fundraiser ticket for fundraiser ticket. But what's up with the Chow Down?
So Ceviche Chow Down is Saturday, August 30th at the Oliva Sadobe in Ventura. This year we're trying to get between 12 to 15 restaurants. Last year we had 8. Trying to double that number.
You had 8 on me? Bro, I was so stuffed. Right? You trying to tell me how many sampled 8?
But you sampled how many times though, right? Right. So this year we're trying to get about 15 in there.
At first, I sampled just one, just because you only get so many tickets, right, to sample. But yeah, I'm bringing it. Let me jump in. When you come to this event, bring a chair because you want to.
We're bringing tables and chairs.
Pace yourself, man, because you know that good food and trying to stand around listening to music it's an event, it's a vibe. But go ahead.
But it's a great event. It's a big fundraiser for us. All funds from there go to Operation Anacapa, where we're taking about 150 out this year out of Channel Islands. So if you're able to come out, check us out. We think we have about 100 tickets left. They're going to go fast.
And what he means by take them out is he covers their meal ticket, their fish filleting, the boats. You know, some boats give you a discount, some may, some might, because everybody out here to make a business. Tackle, buckets full of weights and hooks.
Everything.
And
show up just like this.
And here's right now there's another veteran that fishes with Brian, the teacher, Ricardo from Manny Lopez is going to take his students out from Channel Islands High School. Right. So we're loaning him the rods, Brian's loaning him the weights and the hooks. And this is how we fellowship. And he's a veteran, he's a Marine that started a fishing club. It's Channel. Look how much is going on in here.
He started that with us because he came on my trip and saw how much our events touched him, and then he saw what you guys do, and then it's like, he just put 2 and 2 together.
He's active, man.
Yeah,
we come to our kid fishing days.
We're not gonna let him fall by the wayside.
Nope.
So
we got to hold each other up.
Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. So
that way, because again, when you're fundraising and they were able to get a boat, the high school. Okay, well, some organizations like Rollo, they'll cover the boat, but you got to cover the gear just so that way they can spread the boats out. They can't, they can't pay for everybody's all trip. So if we can meet them in the middle, and that's collaborative effort right there, man. And that's real community building right there. So again, if you don't have the resources, partner, ask questions. That's the thing about fishing is what we teach is ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm sure with veterans, it's probably prideful for men to really go out and ask and be authentic and ask for help.
Yeah, definitely. I was the same way, but for me, it was at a point where I was like, you know what, I'm asking. Yeah. So that's why I leaned on you, man. Asked you a zillion questions, and you spit out knowledge, you spit out motivation, you spit out truth. So I was like,
got to keep it truth.
I'm not gonna.
My daughter used to tell me, do you think Brian wants to know all that from you, Dad? Unique when you left my house one time?
Yeah.
She's like, you always told Brian. I'm like, I don't, baby. I'm really excited to analyze.
Yeah.
Do I just tell it? Because I can't stand people just tell me what to do.
We talked for like 45 minutes.
So my daughter was like, Dad, do you think he wants to hear? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I give him spoonfuls a game versus trying to force feed him overnight. But again, you see him growing, man. I'm so proud of you, brother. Everything you're doing, your raffles, your boots, like 2 sizes. You got. I was like, maybe we need a wheel so we could have a kid spin the wheel to win some glasses and stuff. So super proud of you, man. I'm glad I could be of service. I'm glad the service you're doing. I know you're touching many people's hearts as well, brother.
That's the plan, man.
Mission Fish is at missionfish.org.com.
Missionfishusa.org.
Check it out. All right, I'll let you get back. Scotty's got to go too. Man, an hour and a half went quick, Scotty. You have fun?
It was really fun. We had fun, yes.
Freaking yelling my voices. I'm over here bumping uglies and everybody having a good time, slapping high fives with everybody. That's going to do it for this. We're on location at the West Coast Outdoor Expo. I'm sure it's going to be like every year now, the first weekend in May. Check it out. If you're a vendor, a booth, they have everything here. They got RVs outside, boats. You're looking at somebody with bath filters for your home. There's home stuff here. It's pretty neat. Not just fishing, man. And next year, what we're going to do is we're going to have an information booth where everybody in the industry is going to have where you're not selling anything, but fly fishermen, recreational and all recreational phases, free divers, big game boats, bass fishing, pier fishing. But we're going to have a booth set up for anybody that doesn't know what they're doing and just wants just basic information without having to feel like they got to purchase something. We're going to put that booth together for next year.
Perfect, man.
Anything you want to say?
Oh, man. I appreciate you, man. I really do.
Thanks, man.
Day one.
Good, brother. How you doing, man?
Good. Nice to see you.
You too, brother. Thanks for coming by. All right, that's going to do it, Scotty. We don't got Barry, but we're going to sit anyway. Let's go.
No, Barry. Missed that guy.
To learn more about Real Guppy Outdoors, please visit www.communitykevin.com. Brought to you by AftCo Fishing Apparel and Tackle, designed to perform. Channel Island Sport Fishing, offering deep-sea fishing on quality sport fishing charter boats, and more. Costa Sunglasses. Discover life's greatest adventures with Costa. See what's out there. Daiwa. If you want innovation and quality in your fishing products, Daiwa has what you need. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.